Good morning, Cedar Park. First, hear about how choir students are remembering a former choir teacher.
Catch the top 3 things you need to know for today and a new edition of Pet of the Week.
And a spotlight on Hispanic Heritage Month, plus a new edition of the Pack Chat.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now. Welcome back to the Wolfcast. I'm Abby Martinez, and I'm here this morning with Jack Polishuk and Katie Whitmarsh.
Choir students are honoring the memory of their former choir director, Mackenzie Malone, after having the joy of knowing her during her time at CBHS.
Reporter Ryan Heeb shares more on the impact Miss Malone made and what students are doing to honor her legacy.
Thanks, guys. After just speaking to choir students, it's clear they loved Miss Malone.
I just remember walking through the hallways and everybody knew we were coming because we were so loud and so joyous, and she was just such a vibrant personality and everybody really loved her.
Malone was such a nurturing and kind person, even during online. She couldn't even touch me or give me a hug, but she was always super kind, and even from afar, socially distanced, she was always such a calming presence and such a nice person to have around.
Former choir teacher Mackenzie Malone passed away over the summer on July 28th due to childbirth complications. Choir senior Ava Calloway shared what students are doing to pass on Malone's legacy to her son.
Ms. Holt asked us if we could write letters about her, just memories, things that she said, funny moments about Miss Malone. And she is going to put them in a box for her son so that he can read them when he's older to remember his mom.
This was an idea that me and a couple of our other colleagues here in the university that worked with Kinsey came up with, was to write a letter to Tyler and let him know what his mother was really like, since he wasn't going to have the opportunity to meet her.
The impact Miss Malone made will forever mark everyone she encountered, from students to colleagues.
She had a huge impact, all the students that she taught. She never gave up on a kid. She was really pursuant of making sure that everybody was really going to their potential. And I feel like she really fostered that work ethic in all of her students, and that's something that they carry on with them.
On Monday, choir had their annual choral showcase where choir students from around the district came together to sing a song in Malone's honor.
The Parting Glass is a song that we're singing at the choral showcase with all of the choirs in LISD, and all of the advanced girl groups in the choirs are all singing it, and we're dedicating it to Malone, and it's about seeing someone again after they've passed on, and that death isn't necessarily a goodbye but more of a see you later. And it's really sweet to remember that people physically might leave, but their spirit is always going to be with us, and it's nice to have that reminder to carry her with us and remember who she was as a person.
To support Miss Malone's family, please consider donating to their GoFundMe page that will be linked in our Instagram to help her husband secure baby Tyler's future.
Thanks, Ryan. We are forever grateful for everything she did at CPHS, and her legacy will forever live on.
Now we throw it over to reporter Reed Cummins with the top 3 things you need to know this morning. Reed?
Happy Friday, CP Nation. I'm Reed Cummins with the top 3 things you need to know for today. First off, the deadline to register to vote in Texas is October 11th. You can go to votetexas.gov or register or visit your county's tax office. In order to register to vote, you must be a U.S. citizen and be 18 years of age by November 8th. Next, the 47 people associated with the nonprofit Feeding Our Future have been caught in a $250 million fraud scheme. The prosecutors have said that the program has falsely claimed to serve 125 million meals around the state of Minnesota, but behind closed doors, the money supposed to feed needy children during the pandemic was being pocketed for lavish personal expenses. Lastly, CNN 10 host Carl Azuz announces he is no longer a part of CNN 10. After 14 years of hosting the news show geared to students and teachers, Carl uploaded a TikTok where he broke the news of his resignation. Now, CNN anchor Coy Wire hosts the show, but viewers express how it doesn't feel the same. So, what do we think?
I saw the TikTok and I got a little sad. I'm not even gonna lie.
That honestly is a little disappointing because I agree to that. I had a friend, his name was Ryan Yamasaki. We went to middle school together. Was obsessed with Carl Zeus because we watched it every single day. Dressed up as him for Halloween. Tagged him in a post and Carl Zeus reposted it.
No way.
And he was came to school dressed as Carl Zeus, and it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
So What is he doing now? Do we know?
I don't know. Like, he hasn't said anything. He said in the caption it was like, "I'm up for hire if anyone's interested."
So I wonder, maybe there's some
You
tea with
left us.
CNN. I don't know, but
He was the only trustworthy.
I watched a clip of the new guy, and I was like,
I don't
no.
like him.
I
He
know,
just doesn't
every
have a-
day.
Can't replace it.
It's not as fun.
Every day in Coach Barksdale's class, we watch CNN 10. And shout out. So, yes.
All right. Well, as we recognize National Hispanic Heritage Month, the Wolfcast will be spotlighting one Hispanic Texan a week. This week's Hispanic Heritage highlight is on Tejano music titan and Grammy Award-winning musician Jimmy Gonzalez. While most people may think of Selena when thinking about Tejano music, Jimmy was a pioneer during Tejano's peak in the mid-90s as band lead member of Grupo Mas, combining contemporary sounds with traditional Tejano staples.
People tell me, "Did you ever think you were going to win 7 Grammys?" I said, "I never had a dream, not even winning 1." So,
well, we're very proud of you. Everybody
you.
who loves Tejano music, one of the first names that they mentioned is Jimmy Gonzalez.
Jimmy passed away in 2018 at the age of 67, but he's left a lasting legacy on Tejano music and for Texans in general.
Now it's time for your Pet of the Week. Our Pet of the Week is Kira Malmrose's dog, Levi. Levi is an Antelonian Shepherd and Great Pyrenees mix. He's 2.5 years old, and his favorite things to do are bark at invisible people at 3 a.m., chase squirrels, and sleep. Even if he doesn't listen all the time, his family loves him no matter what. His favorite foods are mini pot pies, regular Cheerios, and pup cups. He loves cuddling with his favorite toy, Mr. Bear, and also playing catch and tug of war. If you'd like your pet to be featured on Pet of the Week, direct message us on our Instagram account at CPHS News or tweet us your videos and a short bio of your pet, also at CPHS News.
Up next, a brand new edition of our student opinion segment, The Pack Chat, but first a quick break.
I'm Mr. Rogers, and you're watching the Wolfcast. Go T-Wolves.
Welcome back to The Pack Chat. I'm Jack Polishuk, joined by Anthony Luparello, Mia Morneau, and Brooklyn Collinsworth. The Pack Chat is our student opinion segment where we will be discussing this week's most trending topics and share some of your thoughts on social media along the way. So let's get started. First, on the Sunday night episode of 60 Minutes, President Biden declared the pandemic is over, saying, quote, "If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape, and so I think it's changing." However, many health officials say that these remarks could potentially be dangerous as the government is currently rolling out a new booster shot to combat the potential fall surge. So, do you guys think these remarks were potentially damaging, or do you think they were accurate? What are we thinking here?
I think he could have worded it better, maybe. Maybe this stage is gone, or like we're going on to a new stage of the pandemic, but I don't think it's gone forever.
I think it was a little premature. I think that, still there's tens of thousands of cases getting like, I don't know, what's the word?
Like there's like a fall surge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I certainly believe that things are improving. They have been improving, like statistics show that, but I don't think that the pandemic is over because I still see people wearing masks, and that's valid. But I wouldn't say it's like over per se. But yeah.
And it kind of undermines funding that the government has been putting into helping this, and they recently did a $4 billion bill, and it's not being funded enough because of this now. So I don't know if this is the best call.
Yeah, exactly.
So next, the first trailer for the live-action Little Mermaid remake dropped recently, and some people are upset that Ariel is now played by Halle Bailey, who is a black woman. The backlash comes from a small percentage of fans who think the original source material is being treated poorly. I'm just going to say this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's not my biggest priority. It doesn't affect my life.
If you're mad about a black actor playing a fictional character who is a mermaid, which is also a fictional creature, I think that you have hit the lowest you can go.
Yeah.
Nobody's judging her acting skills. They're all just like, oh yeah, well she's this, and I'm like, okay, we haven't seen her.
She's an incredible
play
actor.
the role.
She's a great singer, and from the trailer, she looks really good in my opinion. But
yeah,
why?
Like her voice is beautiful.
Who cares about the live action remakes anyway?
There's so many more things to worry about.
Exactly.
In the world.
Nobody cared when like The Lion King got a live action remake, or Aladdin. Like he got attention for like Will Smith being the genie for about 2 minutes. Then everyone forgot about it.
Yeah. And like the real thing we should be focused on is that Melissa McCarthy is playing Ursula.
Oh no!
What people I think
is that actually?
No, that's real.
I thought that was just a rumor.
No, that's true.
Oh my God!
Which is infinitely worse in every capacity.
That's what we should be talking about.
That's what we should be talking about. Yeah.
Finally, a nurse says she was fired after her coworkers found and watched explicit content of her that she posted online. She later posted that her boss knew about the content beforehand. However, the co-workers watching the content during work was the reason she was fired. So, do you guys think this kind of like personal content should affect your social life like this?
Definitely not. I believe that as long as you're not harming other people online, not cyberbullying or anything like that, you can post whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out how that coworker found that information in the first place and then like watched it in the workplace. Like imagine you're having a heart attack and then you just look over and you see that on the nurse's phone.
Yeah.
You're like,
I mean, watching like they're a doctor, they're getting 6 figures. What's another 6 figures on top of that? Like, does it really matter? They're not harming anyone.
Making that money.
They're they're getting the bag.
Cash.
Well, it's funny. I just think it's funny that they paid for it in order to see it.
Yeah, and they didn't get in trouble.
And they
watched it in the workplace.
Yeah.
Watching explicit content in the workplace is far more inappropriate than making it, especially if you're making it on like your own time, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. That's all we have for today's Pack Chat. And remember, Pack, there's always time to chat. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Hi, we're Choir, and you're watching the Wolfcast.
And that's all we have for you today. Make sure to keep up with all of our content. Head over to our YouTube at CPHS News.
You can also follow at CPHS_sports for updates during the games.
We'll be right back on Wednesday next week. Remember, there's a pep rally on Friday, and we don't have school on Monday. Hallelujah.
And thanks for taking time to join us this morning.
With CPHS News, I'm Katie Whitmarsh.
I'm Jack Polishuk.
And I'm Abby Martinez. Remember to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.